Hello there. Welcome to my second match of the season with Marcus. I guess in general the Mountain Pass tends to reward rebuild play. And maybe with a little trashing you could try to do a minion deck, but I think I'm going to open Black Market Rebuild. I think that's probably reasonable. It's of course possible to build an engine here. I think the question is whether the game will last long enough. And I'm not sure it will. Though you certainly could try the minion stack. He is headed that way. So let us consider. I mean, of course, if the minion hits you before you've gotten a few of the I mean, you can open minion and still go for rebuild. I mean, minion is a decent opener anyway, just to have some economy. So it's not clear that he's going for a minion stack necessarily. The minion opening is not inconsistent with going for a rebuild. I think if you get, 2 or 3 minions, then you're maybe committed yourself a little bit more, but so okay, I would say a quarry is a pretty strong indication. So very bad shuffle for me, unless he buys the Lost City here, in which case it'll rescue me from missing 5. He might get the relic. That's gonna help him a bit. I mean, just my shuffle is gonna help him a bit because it's pretty awful. I mean, I'll probably lose this one if I head the way I'm headed, I think. But so we'll see if so he did rescue me, which is quite nice. None of these are worth skipping a rebuild for. It's not insane to take a trade at some point, but Prentice should be pretty good for him. Well, more than pretty good, it'll be really good for him. think I didn't quite, well, I know I didn't because I didn't think of it till right now, but I didn't quite consider the black market minion interaction, which is very friendly. So I expect him to just really thrash me here. Fortunately, he didn't draw his black market with that big hand and get all those treasures down first, so that helps a little bit. It doesn't help a huge amount, but so the issue, well, it's unfortunate that he found a village in trashing on his first two pulls, because now he can do this thing where he plays all treasures out of hand and then he minions. I mean, that sequence is gonna beat most anything, most games. So, that being said, of course, he's playing the deck where he has the opportunity to get those draws, and I'm playing a deck where I'm just more or less at the whims of whatever, and then he will be able to have a controlled deck pretty quickly here. Did he pick up something from the... Surely, I was going to say surely he bought the squire. I guess I have enough... I guess I have enough rebuilds that I'm willing to hit the duchy now. 2 rebuilds, is that really enough? I don't know. I didn't hit the duchy, which is unfortunate. It's gonna be rough if he hits this sequence where he has the lost city in this opening hand every turn too. That's gonna not help much. Since he gets to do this treasure play stuff. Probably Candlestick Maker is a pretty easy buy here for him. Yeah, it's just probably there. Maybe what I'm basically trying to figure out is if my play was 0% chance, or if there were some sequences where I would have possibly been in the game. And I'm not coming to any definite conclusions. I mean, he must have a minion in hand, right? So why isn't he just tossing? Huh, that's interesting. It's really strange that he didn't attack me. I mean, he could have gotten back around and still done that, I'm sure, pretty easily. Well, anyway. This is quite nice for me to get the next rebuild, and then we'll just see how much he's willing to live with his debt. I still have... Sure, I mean, I'll bid whatever. At least here we know he doesn't have either village in hand, so if he wants to... I think... Yeah, since he didn't draw on, they either have to apprentice something relatively large or just attack me with this kind of hand, which is fine. I I mean, he'll probably be able to make up points here, but this was a very beautiful draw for me. He's gonna have to basically count on groundskeeper points to catch him up, which is definitely possible. So he probably will start on, well, I mean, yeah, I mean, he will need some groundskeeper points, but that shouldn't be any trouble for him. He could get the rest of the minions here if he wanted to, would be fine. Prince is okay, I guess. I think of Prince as being a little slow, and I don't know that he needs the consistency. So I'm not sure that I agree with that buy, but I didn't cycle quite as far as I would have liked, but that's okay. So I think this is gonna minion me into another rebuild, maybe. Yeah. I mean, at this point, I just mill provinces, but you know, the prince, you know, it gets him. It's sort of a village, I guess, is the main thing it gives him. I'm not sure if he needed it, but maybe. I mean, probably caravan's pretty safe, right? I don't know exactly how much money he has. Maybe he wants to save it all for groundskeepers, but Stewart, I guess I find a little odd, but that was really bad flips for the rebuild, I guess. I mean, well, I went through most of the decks, so it wasn't a huge deal, but wasn't ideal by any stretch. And this, of course, is not great. I mean, you know, I have a massive deck, or not a thin deck by any stretch. So I don't know if it's actually worth it for me to buy an estate here. Basically, it increases the number of rebuild plays I need to end the game by one. Which is not ideal. He might buy Josephine. He probably will buy Josephine, right? That or the ground stonemason. It's actually sort of a tough choice. To get the two groundskeepers, of course, is great. So you probably quad groundskeepers here. So now I mean, I don't think it makes any sense for me to buy an estate. Buying a duchy is fine because it doesn't increase the number of turns I guess it technically does increase it a little bit just by adding a stop car. But, really the only reason I'm playing this out at all is because of the off chance that I had gotten minioned into double rebuild again. Then I would have had some threat at least, but as it is, I'm not really going to have any. He'll be able to... well, he can't really take a province necessarily, but he could take... oh, he got an outpost too. I didn't even see that. Never mind, he could probably take a province here and be fine. Did he ever do anything with his prince? He still hasn't done anything with his prince. Did he buy a butchery also? I don't ever really remember what he did with that. I mean, this silver doesn't really help me, does it? But I almost had a $8 hand here. I'm sure he'll take cards, right? Doesn't make much sense to take other stuff. I really didn't notice at all that he had gotten the oh yeah, he bought Archive. That's what he bought. He didn't get Butcher. So I don't know that he can win this exact turn, but within the next turn, certainly. He could probably he can probably take a points lead this turn if he wanted to. I don't know if the Conspirator really helps him. It kind of increases the odds of his outpost dudding, but this was a very kind black market, though maybe that's just all black markets are kind. But he had pretty good pulls. Of course, I'm not attacking him or contesting anything, so it's hardly a case where he has to have great pulls. Now he's got this, I mean, his outpost hand may have dudded, well, not likely, but it might have, except he's got this steward now. So he gets to draw on. I don't know if he has any cards. No, he doesn't have anything expensive enough. I was going to say that he would probably, he may still be able to empty the duchies. I'm not sure. Well, not now that he used squire fractions. But he can definitely... So you can't quite end it. can just score a bunch of points though. Like 20 points. Let's go on. I could have done that turns and turns ago, of course, but I chose not to. I don't know that who went first there. Okay, he did. At least I'm throwing my wacky, and by wacky I mean awful, plays against that second player. This is not a great. I hate these donate boards where there's nothing to do. I don't know how to play them. It's really hard. You can't hardly do anything here. You can open Silver Night Watchman to get a 5. I mean, that's reasonable. And then buy a vampire and then donate, I guess. Obviously, if you do silver silver, you still have some chance of hitting the 5 on your turn 3, or you know, and then you can, of course, then you'll of course have a little bit more treasure when you get to the cleaned up phase, or you have a couple silvers, I guess, which are not awful here, are not, you know, they're not too awful. Anyway, it's gonna be hard to keep the bats fed up. I just do not know. I mean, I think I want a rogue, but maybe a salvager is better. I don't know if there's a way to like do a very big triumphs. I mean, you can gain some extra cards on your turn, but well, I'm getting 1 silver anyway. We know there is pouches. I guess pouch will let you silver donate right away. That's not crazy. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know if it's better to have the so he's just going for it right away, which is interesting. So he's got 7 debt and $6, I guess. I can have 7 debt and $7. I'll try it. I really don't know about this. Sorry, I meant to trash one more copper. I believe. He's going for a counterfeit. I'm gonna try the vampire. I don't know that the vampire will do a whole lot for me, but he's going with Oracle Silver, which is interesting. I can, of course, that didn't help me much, that vampire. His Oracle isn't really gonna hurt me. Probably get another gold here. I could get a counterfeit. I hope my rogue hits something. I could have triumphed there for a decent amount, but poverty is okay. That gets him a little attacking. I would have... Well, I wouldn't mind any of the point ones. I wouldn't have minded a plague or a misery, that's for sure. And what's the other one? The one that makes money crappier. That one would have been pretty good too. I probably will just buy a province. He'll toss those. I could pouch in gold. I mean, I could get another vampire and buy gold, but I think I'd like to stay on top of the... I guess my... Well, he might have been able to buy something nice off that. So I missed here. His Oracle may, you know, may be the deciding thing here. I expect it'll probably do pretty good work for him. I don't know if I take a duchy or not. Night Watchman is something to consider. So I can get a gold here. Okay. Need provinces. I'm gonna triumph. I have to figure out exactly how I want to triumph. So I can double triumph for I'll buy 2 coppers and then double triumph. So the first triumph will be 4, the second one will be 5. The alternative, I guess, would be like copper. Yeah, that's worse. Is his pouch gone? No, he still has his pouch, so he could potentially do what I did, although he won't get quite as much. That's not ideal. He probably has counterfeit with his pouch now. Nope. I'm probably willing to trash the... I don't know if the game will last that long, actually, but... I'm not going to have enough to afford a... I'm not going to have... Pardon me, I'm not going to have enough to afford a Night Watchman here. The question is whether I want to keep these estates around. I don't know if I'll shuffle again or not. I might not. I guess he'll trash the Night Watchman now. So that doesn't help me a huge amount. I guess if I was wanting the point, I could buy the estate and trash this other one I have in hand. I don't know if that actually will matter, or if it's worth doing or anything. Here I have pretty good quantity of money. $14. That's okay. Or pretty good anyway. So, in theory, I could triumph. Well, that doesn't help. So, province duchy looks alright. I guess it loses to him getting that as well, but what else else am I going to do at this point? Well, he just drew it, so... I assume. I mean, he may not have the money, but he has a decent shot at it. I guess we'll see if he trashes gold if he has the... If he trashes gold, then he probably just is ending it, but... I probably didn't need to buy that estate the turn I bought an estate. Oh yeah, he can triumph. Oh no. Yeah, that's a problem. I do kind of wish I didn't really think about triumph. I kind of wish triumph didn't have a debt cost. I mean, it's not like it's weak. And you can do these kinds of things all the time. It wouldn't suddenly be weak, you know, if it had some sort of coin cost in it. That may have been a joke about the fact that he had 9 coins. So I won't respond in case. You know, I'm not sure about the vampire at all. I'm not sure about a number of other things that I did in the game. So yeah, there's all this draw and seaway and stuff. I guess you just open silver. It's not like your favorite opening to do here, but you just have to build a lot though, because of the attack. This is a the cobbler is a little bit I'm not gonna go with the double. I'm not gonna go with the advisor opening anyway. He's just buying them up though, so that's fine. I guess I kind of think cobbler might be useful here, but I'm not sure how many advisors you'll get to gain off of it, to be honest. So I guess I did just give him a little bit of cycling there. which was probably not the right call. Well, he must have already had the stables in hand. I didn't put it in hand with this advisor. You probably want to seaway the advisors. I'm not sure when exactly. Charm is interesting. Certainly there are matching price points that you want extra copies of. I think this is okay anyway. I mean, this hand will have $4 or whatever. So I think there's some advisors here in the bottom. Nope, not true. I'm not gonna quite hit the price point I want. I guess now it doesn't actually make sense to discard the charms, since the advisors now have buy on them. But anyway, hopefully he doesn't hit 8. He probably has the stables in hand though, so no, he doesn't. That's good. I mean, I'm willing to buy crowns, but not like for a not while there's stables left, to be honest. I mean, if I had a hunting grounds maybe, but since I don't, I'm just not seeing it. He's gonna hit 8 here for sure. I think it's not great. 9 even. Worse than that even. Fortunately there's like a lot of draw on the board. That was a pretty good advisor. I think maybe the Legionary and the Gold are in here. So now I need to question how much do I have here? $9. Am I going to do better than that? Am I going to get to am I going to get to $13 off one more advisor play? Most likely not. I don't know if, but 9 is pretty good, of course. So I could take the 2 advisors. That's not gonna be right. That's pretty sad, because he'll probably Shoot. He had a... I don't know how his hand turned out, or his turn turned out so nice. Just off this... That was a lucky third card he drew with his... And he can crown the G's. This is just going to be painful. I don't even think that's the right call, but... that was really... I was lucky to attack him with Legionary, but that was a really lucky third card he drew off whatever. Because he must have gone down to Crown Advisor or Double Advisor. And he pulled another one. That sucks so much. Like, it's just losing. And it really, really sucks. I don't even like playing with quite this many charms, but... he's got so much more draw than me. He can probably go gold hunting grounds with the charm and buy a Legionary. Like, he could go... well, I don't know if he quite has the money for that, but... if he has another charm in hand, he can do some nice things. I don't know if he quite has enough crowns that he can... oh, I don't like the Sacred Grove at all. Yuck. I really hate the Sacred Grove, actually. The crowns are, of course, are fine, but anyway. The points, I mean, it hurts a little bit, but probably can live with it. That is just so infuriating. I just had to find the Legionary or it was just not gonna work. I guess technically the crown should be the one I give him, even though he probably has something in hand. Jesus. I mean, he's got to have stables, right? But Hopefully he just can pile out. He only needs 18 to do it. He probably doesn't have quite that much. But. The one time I attacked him and it just did nothing. This is such a hard... Well, it's hard for me anyway. Oh, gee. He'll definitely... He will certainly just pile right now. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's game. Alright. I didn't give him one more point for the aqueduct, though. That's what's important. Whoops. Oh good, another donate game. I'm awful with donate. I'm just... What does Druid have? Silver? That's not bad. I am just awful with donate. I don't know what it... I don't know how it works. You can open Druid donate. Does Druid give $1? No, it just... Oh, I'm so bad with donate. The real opening is potion donate, right? That's the actual power play here. I mean, obviously post trashing, there's a lot of stuff you can do here, mostly involving horse traders and menagerie and cursed village and stuff. So there's things to do. I mean, you could do... I don't think I would bother with the tactician, but that's not impossible either. I'll try it. I don't know. I wish I had the 2-5. That would help this a little bit. But. I don't like these games where you have to, like, plan. I want to just feel it out. Okay, see, because now I got to start thinking about how does this paying off debt nonsense work so that I can actually buy something reasonable on my following turn, etc., etc. And how many coppers to keep, etc., etc. Like I can keep this many. Seems okay. I mean, I can trash the coppers later. That's not really a problem. If I keep 3, it gets me down to 1. If I keep 2, it gets me down to 2, and then I have 2 the next turn. Well, I'll have 4 the next turn, but so here it'll be a horse traders with the river, I guess. Of course, he draws 5 coppers. I mean, okay, he was likely to get $5. He opened silver, so that's not necessarily strange. But, or I should put it in a more accurate way, that's not really strange at all. I don't really feel the advisors. Well, they're okay. Could get a cursed village. I could get a couple menageries. I guess it doesn't really matter. I don't know, maybe it does. Doesn't really. I feel a little bit ahead, though not hugely. It would be good to trash. This will probably require me to get the cursed village. I guess I can stop and consider my money totals here. I'm gonna have 11 or not 11, 7. course, I can just like hit the advisors really hard and the menageries. Well, I'm already drawing the deck right, so I don't need to necessarily kill myself trying to do that. I get misery. That's not the worst thing to get. By which I mostly mean it's okay. What do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think I want 2 advisors rather than trashing this turn. I have to assume he's going to draw the deck here, but I don't. He still has another menagerie, right? I mean, okay. This all shouldn't matter really. It might matter a little bit though. Okay. Well, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I will have 12 here. What is envious? Man, that's rough. Oh well. That's life. I just assume he's drawing here. I mean, it seems like a safe assumption. My one hope is that, whatever. My one hope is that his deck isn't very good at greening. My deck just may not be very good, period. So there's that to consider. I didn't know I only got 3 advisors. This is gonna be a bit tough. He has a lot of silvers. Junk dealer's interesting. Bleh. Silver and gold betray me. I'll be super angry if this menagerie activates. So like maybe I'll be better at greening, but I don't really think so. I don't know how to play this turn either. I could draw with the Cursed Village right off, or I can get the advisor out of the hand. I think the menagerie will, well, yeah, I think the menagerie will activate. But, I mean, what did I have last turn? I played an advisor. So he gets 2 golds. Do I want to trash this last copper now? Probably. I guess it would have been better to play the menagerie. I didn't know how many cards I had in the discard. The menagerie would have activated, drawn 3. It would have given me an extra. I would have drawn everything, then I would have been able to toss it. It would have given me extra $2. Which would have been probably pretty nice to have. I just, whatever. I don't. I guess I can still province, so it's not a huge deal. When I do it this way, it's like I've given him all his money anyway. Right? Like, I can toss a draw, but he just has all the money in hand. So it doesn't matter. I should have been able to double province on my turn, but I botched it. Whatever. I do hope I lose by misery points. He's had just 3 advisors in the opening hand. I mean, he has 7 advisors, but still his deck's big. Killer. We're gonna have to dance here. Next, I should have on the last turn, of course, actually checked to figure out what the size, not my last turn, but the turn before that. I should have checked the size of my discard and just figured out to play the menagerie. I was just thinking if it was, I guess if it was bigger, I wasn't going to draw those cards anyway. So I should have just played the menagerie regardless. This isn't too awful. He province duchies. I will province duchy as well if I get there. I'm not, I mean, if he has a draw to double province again, that's just wild, and I don't think I can stop that anyway. So, this turn is pretty good so far. I ought to be able to draw everything here. Or enough, anyway. I could take an estate. Doesn't hurt me too much. I don't think he has 7 buys, does he? Well, he must have 7 buys, so I guess, well, he would have to get $17. Yeah, I think I can safely take an estate. How many golds do I have? 3 gold, so probably the menagerie is just not activating anyway. I mean, I could try for it, either gold or silver. Might give me an additional menagerie activation. I should know what's left here, but I don't, so I ought to have just played the menagerie and seen if I'd drawn the gold and then had it on top. But I didn't. So we can take rivers now. There may have been some sequence of plays there that would have let me I think if he can double province, I'm pretty well toast anyway. This will make up the so that's a lucky draw. I wonder what's the odds of the menagerie activating? I mean, in some sense, I can control the advisor better, so it's probably a little better to give him that. I don't know here. I can deny treasure, but that'll give him a lot more draw. I just don't know. I mean, the menagerie is just basically a random card. Is his random card? Well, likely his random card is silver. Though it could be other things. I don't know. I don't think he's up to 16 here, but he's probably close to it. He got to play 5 advisors. That sucks so much. Maybe I should have just tossed the gold. I'm taking this as a good sign that he's sort of thinking, but if he just has 16 and okay. I was gonna say if he just has 16 and he's not doing it, I would be a little upset. So this will do nothing. He's gonna give me the menageries, but or he ought to give me the menageries, but I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Here I'm gonna basically do nothing. He just has to hit 8. He now knows my hand, so this will get me to 10 at least, so I can stay within striking distance. I'm already, well, no, not yet, but now I am. There's still some, this next hand is probably okay. I I missed the... No, I'm first player, so that's not a thing. He probably is just holding the money in hand, in which case, you know, I'd be glad to just hear it. I don't have any overwhelming desire to play on. That's not so bad. This is what's hard for me to know, is to give him the silvers or the advisors. I mean, that is a lot of his green already. Maybe he already has it with that. Cheese. So now he's got silver, gold, and a coin. So I can't give him silvers anymore, right? He has silver, gold. Oh, God. What does he have? I can give him 1 copper, maybe. Unless his... Did he play a menagerie somewhere? No, nonsense there. So if... This might stop his draw, denying this advisor. But he might have a copper. No, I guess he only has 1 copper. So he's got 5, at least 6. If he already has silver, he'd be done. Or he's just like slow rolling me. So he can go Duchy Estate. Oh, he didn't even do that. Okay. Well, I should be able to get there with this hand, certainly, I think. I'm pretty close already. That's it. Oh gosh, thank goodness I didn't get swept. So, yeah. There, fortunately the graining did last long and, oops, what am I doing? The graining did barely last long enough to have the advisors become sort of bad. I don't know though, I just do not know about the play. Certainly my last hand was really lucky. No doubt about that. I'm doing too much deep sighing and woe is me. So I apologize for that. Alright, so this one is a bit of a mess. 5-2 would be quite good. You gotta get to 6 once and put it on your lost arts on your oracle. This is quite explosive. I'm not sure. I don't feel really great about it. You could do double Forager opening, or I'm thinking Forager Engineer maybe. You do need to get to 5. You could also do like a warehouse silver opening. Yeah, it's not clear how the interaction between getting thin and getting mountebank. It's not clear to me anyway how best to approach that. You can of course open double Forager because there's alms, and yeah, you can open sacrifice too, although I'm not actually sure why you would open sacrifice over Forager. I don't think you really, I guess there's a chance if you get if you pair sacrifice and Forager, you might be able to get a couple 3s off an alms turn. And I guess it gives you an outside chance of hitting 5, so that's something to consider. Those aren't necessarily that great of things, but it's something to consider. Ow! Just hit my elbow. Something to consider anyway. Of course, you get the upside from the trashing the estates as well, which is not a huge deal, but you do need to buy a mountebank. How do you do that? Can you do it without silver? You can if you're lucky, like I just was. So my my whatever does miss. Okay. Trash. Still no copper in the trash. In theory, I could hit 3. I mean, I could just kill the silver right away. It's not doing a whole lot for me. If I kill a silver now, I'll be able to hit Oracle Alms. I guess I'm gonna do that. I could do a lost or a warehouse. I don't think I want a warehouse. He may mountebank me here. So I get lost arts on Oracle first, which is nice. Well, maybe not first, but I get it when I have 2 oracles, so that part's nice. I don't know if it will be nice enough, but definitely I've helped his forager out a bit. Probably enough that he can alms and buy a couple things. So he can do the same thing I did. If he wants, he can engineer and then alms, but he may just go for double oracle. I didn't draw the oracle or anything, so that's not great. And he hits the lost arts. But here I draw a little bit, which is nice. So this should be able to be a double oracle. Discard those for sure. I guess we're gonna split these things. Very nice draw for me. That's pretty sad. I may not get back around to that stuff. Fortunately, I have oracles in hand, so that part doesn't punish me too much. He got through the deck, so not good. If you can, I guess you really would like to buy a Bazaar and a Oracle here as him. My turn, I'll probably want a Bazaar and a Forager. Potentially a Warehouse. This could be kind of ugly. It is going to be kind of ugly. But I don't really see any other options, unfortunately. 'Cause I'm going to leave myself with 2 junk cards, but I don't really see any way around it. Crypt is actually pretty reasonable. Both Bazaar and Crypt are pretty reasonable, I think. We don't have a huge amount of draw. I could engineer. That doesn't make a huge amount of sense right this very instant, but son of a gun. So we'll have to see how his next draw goes, but it could be ugly for me here. That's okay given my current hand. I'm pretty much 100% okay with that. This is pretty sad that he gets to do that. Is there Oracle autoplay? There should be. He's still got his warehouse in reserve, so he'll be able to cycle through most of this, or all of this actually. Oh, well, I don't know exactly what the card counts mean, but most of it anyway. No, all of it, because he still has another Oracle. Yeah, this is gonna be... Unfortunately, this is one of those games where it's super sensitive to your starting hand every turn, and your starting hand isn't necessarily... You're not necessarily having a huge amount of control over it. I'll be able to buy a bazaar, which I will do. He will probably be able to buy a crypt. I mean, unless he has one of these hands like this, I'm definitely losing. I'm definitely going to be a pace behind after this exchange of turns, if I wasn't already. I don't know if he'll have 10 here. If he has 10 here and he can like Haggler and Bazaar, that's going to be pretty tough. Haggler's not incredible here, but like Gold Crypt is a pretty good move, and of course just like getting Bazaars off province buys or gold buys is really nice. It's just nice to have the extra gaining in general. You could even go for a second mountebank also. Wouldn't be impossible. So yeah, he's definitely going to have 10 here, which is bad news. So we'll see if he goes with the Haggler or the mountebank, or if he does take a crypt or not. He doesn't opt for the crypt, which is fine. If he draws again here, I'll probably just resign. He's going to hit oracles for me. It's pretty nice of him to leave the oracles. Yeah, we can just... Well, I hate to resign now that I have a turn, but it is pretty resignable. Assuming he found some more oracles here. Yeah. He would have to blunder somehow, because he'll be clean after this turn with 2 more trashes where I didn't get a mountebank play in. But nothing you can do. I mean, I don't actually know that there is anything to have been done. he might want to think about a second hag or a second mountebank. If I get to my, well, I will get to my crypt, but a lot of my coppers are in the discard now, so unfortunately that's not, I'm not gonna set them all aside. Well, I get pretty close. I should be able to anyway. Provinces are fine. I do think he ought to play with. I don't. Well, those are fine buys, but there are a lot of his oracles, but I don't know if that's gonna be enough. But we will find out. It would be very helpful for me to see one dud from him. I didn't know I had quite this many cards in my discard pile. I almost have to sacrifice, don't I? No, I mean, I'm not going to draw next turn. I didn't know that the discard was quite that large. Or I didn't think it through anyway. This is an almost certain dud hand for the next turn. Even encrypting all this stuff. This just isn't gonna work, but I feel like I have to give myself a shot at drawing cards next turn. Which I should be able to do here. Doesn't matter. I was gonna say he's gonna have his warehouse, but only one other oracle, I think. Unfortunately, a lot of it is bazaars, so he probably is gonna warehouse into some oracles anyway and be okay. Unfortunately. I guess his draw did stop, though now he's going to have oracles in the next hand, although those may miss. He's got to play with a crypt, right? Like you just got to. That is greedy in my mind, but yeah, it shouldn't matter. He'll of course just discard those anyway, but that's fine. Forces him to use it on that. This shouldn't be that big, right? Because I did the thing where I set them all aside with keep. I do need... Well, I either need a bazaar or a forager. Right now. I guess the bazaar is a little bit safer. Jeez. Oh. Woe is me. We'll have to see what he's doing here, but I think if I hadn't done it this turn, I would have had at least some kind of outside shot. It's going to be pretty hard. For my turn, I'm just going to crypt and gain a forager. That's all I feel like I can do. If he does something with pawn besides card action, we can probably assume he's got a pile out or something. So he did get through to everything, more or less. And we'll get to trash a couple cards, I assume, as well. I've had pretty good luck blocking. Of course, it does. Having good luck blocking late when you have 3 in your deck is not necessarily a great boon, since, well, you had to hold all those junk cards in your deck to block. I do think he probably could have buried me with a second mountebank rather than second haggler. I don't know. Second haggler is not as... doesn't seem as scary to me. I mean, I mean, basically, there's a question of whether it's easier to bury me or just outrace me with gains. I think burying is actually a little bit better here, but truthfully, the just building up a little bit more is fine as well. I still don't have any other plan besides just to kind of chug along and hope he doesn't have oracles in his starting hand. There's not really much else to try. The unfortunate thing is that the next time he draws, he will certainly just have a pile out. Like, just an easy pile out. I don't actually know if I want these or not, but I guess I'll keep them. I need to find my warehouse. I had a good draw this turn for sure. Yeah, this problem is just really when he draws, he piles out. So how many cards are in the discard? When did I shuffle? Just 2 coppers are in the discard right now. I didn't get to the keep, so if yeah, that's not gonna work. I can't put 3 more cards in there, and then that's just no. So this has got to be the play. This isn't very good, but I don't think buying the I don't think giving him that curse makes his pile out significantly easier. His pile out is already pretty stinking easy. I could get a pawn, which doesn't particularly help me. Does gold help me? Maybe. Does silver help me? Probably not. Okay, he's gonna just end it this turn. Well, maybe not. I mean, he does have to get quite a bit of stuff to end it. but he might be able to just buy a province. Which I guess in theory I can beat with double province, but that's going to be pretty difficult to get to, considering that I've already lost an oracle and I'm probably about to lose more. Well, at least he's not flipping anymore. I may dud immediately, but I probably will dud immediately. So he will have province. Nope, that's end. If he has any money at all, that's just the game. Yeah, I don't really like how he played it that much. When he got ahead, I feel like he could have actually buried me with a second mountebank, or gotten himself a little bit more consistent with the crypt. But I mean, his build was not bad at all. I don't think it was quite. I don't know. I'm not sure what I ought to have done differently. This is quite interesting. You know what I got beat up by once was like a cemetery banquet kind of thing. That really crushed me once. Not cemetery banquet, cemetery windfall. That being said, without extra gains here, I'm not sure how much you can build. Of course, you can unlock the bustling villages, and you can do that. I'm not sure whether I ought to. Basically, you want to just get a lot of good treasure in here. And I'm not sure if the best way to do that is with treasure trove or something slightly different. I don't know if there is anything different, to be honest. I don't know if double jack is even particularly good here. It's not usually. It may help you if they do go for hexes. It can kind of protect that. I apparently got I got a better shuffle for sure than him. He's also double jacking. Yeah, I guess I will go with the Trove. I kind of hate Treasure Trove, but you know, that's life. Ghost isn't very good here, unless you like know it's gonna hit a werewolf or something. Silver is pretty okay. I am a little bit ahead. I will just keep all of this stuff. Whether I remain ahead, I don't know. Hopefully he werewolfs me and it's like a discard attack. That didn't happen though. I never really know if you want to keep jacks around. I kind of like his werewolf better than my second treasure trove. Unless I get attacked here, this will be a province. Well, and the attack would have to be of a certain type, of course. If that's not happening here, he's gonna cemetery, I guess, to trash 4 copper, or his haunted wood. You may get a ghost now. Yeah, that's alright. It's not that great. Like, you know, doubling a jack or something is not that impressive of a feat. In general, doesn't help you that much. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not, you know, it's not good. It's not particularly good. I think I may take this cemetery. Unless I've got gold in one of the top 2 cards, I'm not going to hit province here. I do, though. This should seal it pretty well for me, I think. He has to buy a province if he has it. Yeah. Alright, well, that was certainly a very treasury game. And not many turns. Well, I don't know. I didn't feel great about the first game, obviously. That was just a hot mess. And the other ones... and the other ones... the other ones I'm just not so sure about. I don't even remember half of them. So, but anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry if I was a bit salty. It happens to me periodically, but I wish I didn't do it. But anyway, see you later.